All right, so let's get started on our lesson. We're going to be making lots of connections with our lesson today. Excuse me. We're going to be working with doubles, counting by twos, equal groups, to show you how they're all really connected to each other. Right, so I want you to imagine that we have a garden, and in this garden, we are allowed to have 2 rows, that we can fit 2 rows, and we cannot have more than 10 in each row. So we're going to make a little chart here of looking at what our different options are. Okay, so if we are to start with 1 row on the top and 1 row on the bottom, and we are going to put 1 plant in each row. Okay, so let's say that I have 1 plant up here and I have 1 plant here. All right, so that is actually 2 rows, right? So we have 2 rows. 2 rows of 1. And our addition number model is going to be 1 from the top row plus 1 from the bottom row to equal 2 altogether. Neat. Then we could also write our multiplication number model. So our multiplication number model is going to be how many rows we have, which is 2, times how many in each row, which is 1, to give us a total of 2. 2 times 1 equals 2. Okay, so we're going to move that guy up here. It's going to start making a little bit more sense once you see the patterns that we're going to make. Right, so let's go ahead and make another array. This time we're going to put 2 plants in each row. Okay. See if we change the color of those so they don't get mixed up with the other ones. We're going to move these guys over here. So now we're going to make another number model, addition number model. And we're going to say 2 from the top row plus 2 from the bottom row equals 4 altogether. Okay, move that guy just up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to make the multiplication number model. So we have 2 rows times 2 in each row equals 4 altogether. Okay. We're going to do one more, and I'm going to ask you to look at if you notice a pattern. Okay, see if I can change those guys again. All right, so let's go ahead and make another array. This time we're going to do 1, 2, 3 in the first row, 1, 2, 3 in the second row. We're going to change that guy to purple just so that we have a different color. I'm going to bring him over here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and make a number model to go along with that one. 3 in the top row plus 3 in the bottom row equals 3 plus 3 is 6. Okay, so now we're going to bring this one over here. And we're going to go ahead and do a multiplication fact for it over here, which is 2 rows times 3 in each row equals 6 altogether. 2 times 3 equals 6. So I want for you to take a look at our addition number models. What do you notice here? Tell me what you see. There's a couple different things that I see that I think that you could see as well. Right? Perhaps it's the answers. 2, 4, 6. What are we counting by here? Yeah, we're counting by twos. What else do you notice? 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3. What are those? Those are double facts. Excellent. So when we come over here to our multiplication, what do you notice over here? What patterns do you notice? You might see the same thing in the answers. 2, 4, 6. We're counting by twos. Excellent. What else do you see? Yep, you might notice that they all begin with 2 because we're working with 2 rows. So that's going to continue throughout the whole thing. If we have 2 rows, that 2 is going to stay there. Anything else that you notice? Yeah, this right here, right? 1, 2, 3. Right? We're adding 1 as we go along. So let me ask you, what do you think would be the next? What do you think would be the next number model in our pattern? 1, in each row, 2 in each row, 3 in each row. So our next one is going to be how many in each row? Excellent, 4 in each row. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make that happen. Okay, but while I do that, I want for you to think about what's the number model going to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4 in that row. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this row. Bring this guy over here. All right, now I want for you to tell me, what is the number model going to be? What's that number model going to be? We had 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3. Follow that pattern. What are we going to have? You got it. 4 plus 4 equals 2, 4, 6, 8. Excellent. All right, the pattern continues. So when we're doing arrays and we have rows of 2, right, we've got double facts going on. We've got counting by 2 going on. And last but not least, our multiplication number model is going to start with a 2. Excellent. And we're going to multiply it 2 times. How many is in each row? 4. Excellent. And what do we come up with as our answer? 2 times 4 is 8. Fantastic. So I want for you guys to see that even though multiplication is new for us, you're going to notice that you already actually know how to do this. If you know how to skip count, and if you know your double facts, then multiplication is going to be a lot easier for you, especially our 2 facts. Our 2 facts, our 5 facts, and our 10 facts are going to be so easy for you because you already know how to skip count. Skip counting is what we learned in first grade and even kindergarten, and now it's going to help us with multiplication. All right, so now we're going to take all that and we're going to help use that to help us do some number stories. All right, so here's a question. Can the total number in 2 equal groups or rows be an odd number? All right, well, let's go back here. So let's think real quick our odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Are you odd like Frankenstein? Okay, so when you look here, do we have any odd numbers in our totals? 2, 4, 6, 8. Do you see any odd numbers there? I don't, right? So if we go back to this question, can the total number in 2 equal groups or rows be an odd number? It can't. If you have 2 equal groups, whether it's 3 in there, whether it's 6 in there, the total number is always going to be an even number. So no, you cannot get an odd number if you have 2 equal groups or rows. So that's going to help us when we are solving some of these number stories. Let's take a look at this one. You have 2 apples. Each apple is cut into 8 slices. How many slices are there in all? Okay, so you should have your whiteboard or a piece of paper. I would love for you to pause as you solve it. Right? And while you pause, I'm going to continue and I'm going to show you how it should be solved. So you can pause now, solve this, right? 2 apples, 8 slices each. How many slices are there in all? And when you come back, I will be working on solving it. All right. So, sorry for the delay there. Let's take a look. I have 2 apples. All right, so my first row is going to be my first apple, and I have 8 slices. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excellent. And then my second apple, I have 8 slices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Excellent. So now you may not have done X's. You may have just done pictures, which is fine. But either way, you should have one group of 8 and another group of 8. And if we were to make an array, it would look like this. Excellent. All right. And, sorry, let's go ahead and slide this over. We have 16 slices altogether. That's 8 plus 8, which equals 16. Or 2 times 8, which equals 16. And you'll notice 16 is an even number because we have 2 rows. All right, let's take a look at another one. You're going to go ahead and pause. After you read the question and come back when you're ready. So your friend has 2 fish tanks with 6 fish in each tank. How many fish does your friend have in all? So go ahead and draw your fish tanks, put 6 fish in each one, and come back to me when you're ready. All right. So I'm going to make 1 fish tank over here. All right, and I'm going to put 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, 4 fish, 5 fish, 6 fish. I'm going to move him over there. Right. And then I'm going to make another group with the same amount. 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, 4 fish, 5 fish, 6 fish. Excellent. All right, so I did a little bit different this time. I didn't do an array this time, although I could very easily set it up as an array. But I just wanted to show you that whether it is an array or it's just a picture, right, you're still going to end up with the same answer. So 6 fish in this tank and 6 fish in this tank. How many fish is that in all? If you said 6 plus 6 is 12, then you are correct. Okay, come back here. So it's 12 fish in all, 6 plus 6 is 12, and then we have 2 groups with 6 fish in each. 2 times 6 equals 12. Excellent. All right, let's do one more, and then we're going to wrap up with our video, and I'm going to have a page for you to work on Google Slides. All right, here we go. After you read it, pause to solve. There are 10 pencils in all. This one's a little bit different. You want to put an equal number of pencils in each of your 2 pencil cups. How many pencils should you put in each? All right, so I want you to remember you only have 10 pencils, but you have 2 cups. So you're going to have to split 10 into 2 equal cups. Double facts. Think double facts. What double fact equals 10? That's going to help you here. Go ahead and pause. When you come back, I'll be working on solving it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to make my first pencil cup here. Right? And I'm going to say 1 pencil for you, 1 pencil for you. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Excuse me. It's not 10 yet. We should not be counting by twos here. 2, 4, 6. This is going to be 8. I apologize. Trying to keep track of my own thinking here. And that is 10. All right, so let's go back and talk about this. So what I did is I took my 10 pencils and I was giving 1 to each pencil cup as I went. And I miscounted, so I apologize. So I gave 1 to this cup, 1 to this cup. 2 to this cup, 2 to this cup. That made 4. 3 to this cup, 3 to this cup made 6. 4 to this cup, 4 to this cup made 8. And 5 to this cup, 5 to this cup made 10. So I had 5 in my first cup, 5 in my second cup, with a total of 10 pencils altogether, right? So if I have 5 in one cup, 5 in another, it gives me a total of 10. My number model is going to be 5 plus 5 equals 10, or 2 times 5, 2 groups of 5 equals 10. Even though 5 is an odd number, when I add them together, my answer is still even. So what we actually did here is we actually divided, which is another part of multiplying. So just like subtraction and addition go with each other, so does multiplying and dividing. So dividing is something that you're eventually going to get to, and it's when you take a number and you split it equally among a certain amount of people or a certain amount of baskets or buckets. So we had 10 and we divided it into 2 equal groups. This is where double facts is going to help you as well, because I thought, what double fact equals 10? 5 plus 5, which means each one would get 5. All right. So for your math journal page today, I can actually show you real quick. I'm going to post this on our webpage. You're going to have 4 questions. You're going to read the number story. You're going to write a number model to go with it and the answer. You can use scrap paper to draw out if you need to. And I will see you again tomorrow for some more math. Bye, guys.